Greetings, dear ones. My sincere apologies. I probably should have rescheduled today. Not feeling 100% and not in a negative way. I'm just doing some deep cleansing and it just needs a lot of rest. So I apologize again for being very late today and I am sending this cleansing to everyone. Interestingly, one of the cards I pulled today was cleaning house. And, you know, it talks not only about clearing the clutter in your physical environment, but also any unfinished business that you have. And of course, we're going into spring cleaning and or spring and therefore spring cleaning. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about that. And we're going to be working with that physically, energetically, and otherwise. But we are in that process, whether it looks like it or not. We are in the process of cleaning house species wide so that we can build a new home, i.e., a new earth, a new way. So it is always challenging. It is always, excuse me, very energy consuming, takes a great deal of focus, whether you're doing any cleansing of your body or cleansing of your home. There's a lot of emotional that goes through with that. As you well know, if you tried to clear out a closet and or eliminate things in your home, deciding what to do, how what it makes you feel, whether it's something that needs to move on. And again, I always invite people to refer to their innate, which is if you find your xiphoid bone, mine is right here, and you lay 3 fingers down sideways, it's right there. And that is your direct line of communication to your wider self, your soul, i.e., yourself. So when you tune in from there and ask the question in regard to cleansing or ask a question, this is your true source. This is your, as I said, your soul self, your other selves that will never, ever, ever steer you wrong. I know it sounds strange. Everybody's well aware that your brain, your thoughts, your mind can steer you wrong, but your heart can also do so. This will lie to you because it is in a state and a continuous feeling state of the heart of a little child and what that child needs, wants, desires, what that child aches for, the pain and fear that comes into the heart as well. So we are all functioning from that child's heart, mind somewhat, because much of the patterning began before you're about 8 years old. So oftentimes there was not, we're talking about stages where the brain was not developed, rational thought, etc., etc. And that's not where we hold things anyway. If it was just a question of changing your thoughts to change your life, which I respect and honor deeply, then we would not be in the state that we're in, personally and planetarily. But thoughts are only from deep memory in the body, in your cells, in your energy field, in your emotional body, even in your spiritual body. I know that may sound a little strange to people, but actually your spiritual body can hold some of that patterning as well, or let's say a section of that patterning. So some of the other things, of course, that we want to cleanse and get rid of clutter are, of course, our thoughts, our memories, and our emotional patterning. It's, and the question is at this point, what have you resisted discarding? And we're in the process of discarding a very long standing species wide aspect patterning. And we are resisting because it is what we have known for 10 to 15,000 years. And it is in our, moreover, that patterning is born out of our human nature. And that human nature was designed, or let's say it was adjusted when we chose to explore this particular form of separation and polarity. There is always going to be polarity because we live in a universe of polarity. The level to which that separation or polarity are distanced from one another is the question that we're adjusting right now. So I think today I'd like to bring forward the oils because they always have a perfectly aligned message with whatever is going on with us right now and supporting that. And I have to admit to not really talking about, teaching about, bringing forward, emphasizing, encouraging people enough to access and utilize the support of Young Living Therapeutic Great Essential Oils. I have been with them, using them, learning from them, being companioned by them, being, you know, given, they're hilarious to me, absolutely hilarious. And when clients are here with me and or even virtually, we seal a session in with a message from the oils. And my eyes are closed. I'm doing this completely kinesthetically. My case, which I'll show you in a minute, has about, I don't know, 160 plus oils in it. And I am completely hearing the oil, feeling actually kinesthetically the oil, and I'm being told by my own body where it's going to go on the person, or where, in this case, it would be going on us if you had them or if you were in person. And the combination of those two things, where it's going on your body, which oil and its characteristics and what it represents, I then translate or interpret and speak from their language to our language, bringing forth their information, their message, their gift. And that's only one of many ways. Right now, many of you may be aware that the flu season is probably close to 15 times wider, the amount of people that are getting the flu right now. You are not going to get information from the CDC. It has been pretty much dismantled or prevented from sending out updates like we were all used to receiving for years and years and years. So I do suggest going to the AMA site, which is the American Medical Association. They are continuing to post information about the flu, where it is, how to work with it, etc. And the other big health challenge right now is bird flu. And again, we are not being given the information that we are used to having the luxury of receiving from our government through the CDC, through other sources, FDA to a certain extent. So I just got a huge notice, and your county is still posting, hopefully in your state. Statewide information comes through again as to the extent and breadth of a health challenge, what you can do, what to look out for. The one posted yesterday, for those that are local here in southern New Jersey, Burlington County posted. Please go on their site and look at the information regarding bird flu. There was a goose found dead that was tested and has bird flu in one of the nearby parks. Watch in your backyard for dead birds, which, one of my great joys is going outside and talking to and feeding my birds and hearing what they have to say every day. And their own little idiosyncrasies. The blue jays have some, the cardinal has others, etc. And they are endangered. And over the past 20 years, maybe 30 years, there is now at least, I believe the number, you can look it up, I'll try to find the information. There are 60% less backyard birds than there were before. That's due to many different reasons. I hate to acknowledge it, but the major killer of backyard birds are stray cats or people who let their cats outside. The second most is, lack of trees and food sources. So I know that may not sound like a big deal to many, but the birds are part of a cycle of life, particularly in our urban and suburban areas. And when that cycle of life breaks down, whether it's birds, whether it's raccoons, fox, a possum who eat ticks, there is a reason for everything being here, just like there's a reason for you being here at this point in time. So, as much as it is a health concern, it's also an environmental, climate, world continuation concern. And I say that as a backdrop to the Young Living Therapeutic Great Essential Oils. Again, 25 years I've been utilizing these. There are antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, just incredible physical properties. And as well, more what I align with is the emotional, spiritual, and energetic support and help that you can receive from these oils. As I mentioned a few minutes ago with a message, I have many clients who, when they start utilizing the oils, will put them on in the morning. Again, first and foremost, great effects in increasing your intuitive abilities. They're so helpful with that. There's many different ways. I'm happy to share. Please, contact me. I'm happy to read for you as far as what oils are ideal for your situation at this point in time, whether we're talking, again, physical support, emotional support, energetic support, and Lord knows we need all those right now, with more and more coming at us. And they're so gentle and so non-invasive and non-toxic. They're just like this. Well, they can be many things to you. And so my clients will put them on in the morning, and they may go throughout their day and all of a sudden get a whiff of a particular scent, and then when they remember where they put what they put where on their bodies, for example, they might be in a tense situation at work with coworkers or supervisor, etc., and all of a sudden they'll get a whiff of an oil, and sure enough, that was harmony that they put on. Or it may be a grounding oil, or there's a wide variety depending on where you are and what your situation is. But my point being that they combined with your energy body, with your soul, are here to help you. Many of you may have seen a post I did yesterday, I think, about a beautiful being who is just, she's so tuned in and, so wants to develop her abilities and kind of clean house in her world as far as the emotional and thereby physical challenges that have disabled her for many years. And she shared a particular dream with me, and that is one of my passions and my pleasures and my expertise. It comes and always has come very easily to me. And then added upon that was many years of clinical psychology and neuropsych and other trainings that, you know, again, amplified that. So it is a great joy, and dreams are so powerful. And she came through with a particular word that was given to her by a Native American elder in her dream. And the first thing that came through for me was the word was Anoki, Anoki is how she spelled it. And for me, that was the Anunnaki. And the Anunnaki are an ancient culture that actually informed multiple cultures, Mesopotamia, Sumeria, I can't remember the third. And these are some of the ancient knowledge. Many of you may be aware on my YouTube channel, A Healer's Universe, Healers Universe. There are videos from 4 years ago on to today. And for many years, these Friday talks were named Ancient Future Wisdom because we would be pulling from that ancient wisdom as well as sharing more cutting edge, futuristic technology, science, etc., which I'm still doing. But right now, we are in the midst of the throes of evolution that I've encouraged everyone. We are in a revolutionary process individually and collectively. So this information came forward, I believe, for her in regard to the Anunnaki. I did a bit more research, found another source for the particular word, Anoki, as did she. And I encouraged her, and this is how information comes in, and I bring this up to point out that in regard to the oils, is that everything around us, everything is here as mirrors to reflect back to us information, our own internal and soul designs, and we can have more access, more facility, more adeptness with that when we have more knowledge, access, and sensation of ourselves humanly and energetically, humanly, emotionally, and energetically, which is why I mentioned the innate. Remember again, find that bone where your ribs come together, lay your finger down three finger widths, and right there on your upper abdomen. It's kind of sits right on the stomach, so that is the place it's referred to when many people are accessing their gut feelings. It is definitely that. And when we're children, we actually have to cover that up, disconnect from it, distance ourselves from it, doubt it, negate it, because it is in complete contrariness to what we're experiencing in our lives. Our innate is telling us how things should be, what we should feel, what we should be receiving, and when we're not, it's like the system says cannot compute, do not compute, does not compute. So since we know on an unconscious basis that we are going to be living in this family of origin for another 18, 15, 14 years, whatever it may be, at given points wounds become fixated. we must disconnect and shut that down, because the clash between the two sources of information or experiences, internal and external, would rip us apart. So we shut down our internal, intuitive, innate information source. And through the process, when working with clients, that as we transmute the reasons, the causes of the need to shut that down, then it comes back online. So your intuitive abilities increase. So too with the oils. It usually comes kind of in conjunction. People start working with the oils as they're accessing more of themselves. And the oils partner with you to enhance and strengthen and validate and confirm that intuitive information. So they're extremely powerful, extremely helpful in so many different ways. And as I said, their guidance is not this serious, strong, firm thing. They are very light and very humorous, more often than not. And I get a big kick out of, maybe it's me, but my clients experience it as well, so I know it's not, is that we were just working on a particular issue. My eyes are closed, pull an oil, and the name of the oil is completely on target with what we were just looking at. And both of us just crack up. So, again, guidance from any form does not have to be this heavy, serious, deep, only when you're in certain states way of accessing. So I encourage you, please do not use any others than Young Living, because in all these 25 years, I have not come across anything that is as pure and has such a level of respect and honor and recognition and acknowledgement of the plant, the tree, the flower, the land it's grown on, the seeds, the process of harvesting, all the way to the process of distilling. It's done at a very slow length of time at a very low temperature, and each oil has its exact point in which the optimal number of chemical constituents can come forward. And this research and years and years and years of experience was done by Dr. Gary Young, which was a brilliant, brilliant man. And I'm happy again to help you find what few oils you want to start with, which ones, and I ask them. I don't do this by my brain unless it's a physical issue that I know over many, many years a particular oil helps. But then again, I still consult them, because something that appears physical is actually psycho-emotional and physio-energetic. And those of you who have worked with me or have taken classes with me know that from me and the perspective of this work, everything has its basis in the psycho-emotional and the physio-energetic and ultimately the spiritual. We're here to explore. We're here to discover. We're here to expand our soul's experience. So all of the challenges, the wounds in childhood, we design exactly to be able to have those opportunities to complete a soul project, to have an experience we never have had in a physical form before, on and on and on. So this planet is designed for an interactive, interconnected, interdependent system between and among humans and nature, humans and literally locations on the planet, the environment, etc. It is a back and forth cooperative collaborative effort, and it's in its ideal. We have broken that relationship. We have distanced from this, from our ability to receive, and from the planet and nature's ability to work with us and receive as well. It's a back and forth. And ultimately, that is the, I don't want to say goal because I don't believe in goals per se. It is the end result of all that is going on right now. When we must, and I'm going to be posting something later from some of the mobilization, what we can do with what's going on in our country and the world right now. Many are feeling helpless, hopeless, powerless, trapped, and exhausted. And again, that's another wonderful thing about the oils, by the way, is that they boost you whenever you put any of them on, simply because utilizing any of them, even just smelling them, but putting them on your body, will allow a 20% increase in the oxygenation in your system within a matter of minutes. And when your system is oxygenated, all the cells, everything, your body entirely can function better. When your body functions better, your emotions can function better. It's just one upon the other. So for that reason alone, and this back and forth, that I just mentioned between the earth, between nature and us, that has created distance, just like, as I was mentioning earlier, our innate, because there is no difference. Our innate and the reasons for shutting down, creating, quieting, all the ways in which we stop relying upon or moving from our innate information, is that, as I said, what is happening in our outer environment is completely contrary to that. And it would split us in two if we were to follow that as children. So too, if we have disconnected from nature, from the cycles and seasons and ways and rhythms of the earth and of nature. And as a result, we tend to try to, use our rational mind, use our minds or our will. Nobody, I'm sure, listening or knows anyone who has any neck, shoulder, head issues at all, right? Saying that satirically. So being able to reconnect to these parts of us that will allow us to reconnect to the earth and nature in a mutually beneficial way is the end result of what's going on. Everything is causing us to disconnect from ourselves, disconnect from the earth, disconnect from one another, disconnect from those things that support us, disconnect from our spiritual ways and means. And there is purposefulness in this. I am not going to mince words anymore. There are very, very definitely dark forces, both here humanly and beyond this planet, that have very definite and specific designs, plans to be able to continue the 15,000 year structure that I mentioned earlier of control, oppression, and dominance. But we're breaking out of that. We're changing. We're evolving out of that. And this process is not easy. because on it is reflected from and in our own individual evolution, if you will, or maturation of as a human, and our own individuation from our families of origin, from childhood, from societal frameworks, from religious confinements, etc., etc., etc. So when you are deeply connected within, it is your individual, personal connection to whatever form, whatever name, whatever concept you have of the something greater than us here just in this physical realm. So we're in a process of breaking free, as I said, and evolving the larger patterning that, again, we chose to discover for all these thousands of years. But now we're done. We're moving on to something better. We are all in the throes of that individually by transmuting, transfiguring our own our own wounds, our own distortions, our own patterning from our family of origin. And of course, at this time, always one way or another, it's mother or father. And again, this isn't just about getting over childhood stuff. There is a much bigger picture here. So, for example, a client this week was looking at what she brought into session was that she seems to have some sort of impediment, block, something that is keeping her from changing her living environment. And the second thing she was bringing in was the struggle that she has and the difficulty that she has in doing certain things to expand her business. And the third thing that she was bringing to the table was, again, a difficulty in being able to find and connect with a partner, spouse, what have you. And as we were exploring this week and really doing this deep transmutation process, it came forward that the basic core secure attachment patterns regarding providing and protection were at the core of all three. And oftentimes, and it does for all of us right now, show up in and through money or finances. That male representation in our lives, in our little lives, while many thousands of years ago, the protection and provision was in the form of keeping dangerous animals away and going out and hunting and bringing back food. Later on, the protection was from marauders and, those that would come in and steal your everything when you're living outside on the land. And the provision, again, whether it was hunting or farming, to be able to provide food sustenance. Now, in our modern times, it does not look like that, but for a child, there is still the protection even of their, not only their physical being, but also our emotional and mental and energetic and spiritual beings. And that means tuning in and realizing what a child is experiencing, what a child may experience, and making sure that those protections are in place. Again, not totally physically, although physically, absolutely, but emotionally, that the male figure is stable and solid and has integrity and makes choices for and on behalf of that child, the family. Provision. Yes, still food in some source, in some ways. And again, this has nothing to do with gender roles. It can be purely energetic, that a child knows that they don't have to worry. In other words, they don't even, that worry does not even come into their little being about shelter, about a home, roof over their head, food coming in. And again, this can be mother as well. But that those safety patternings, the secure attachment patterns, the must be experienced by a child. When it is not, the distortions of that, not only in it being lacking, but oftentimes children are taken advantage of, taken for granted, that they'll just, they can deal with it. Oftentimes children are used both physically, and I'm not only referring to sexual abuse or physical abuse, but also just in having more responsibility than they're supposed to have when they're little, and I'm talking very little, or the taking care of the parent emotionally. There are so many different ways that that protection can be distorted and even abused and used. And we are seeing that on a larger scale, where there is actual stealing from or taking from not only the innocent and the weak. We're talking about child lunches, Head Start programs, all kinds of things to benefit children, medical support, etc. But also, um, you know, just protections by the government departments, as I mentioned earlier, whether it's health, whether it's information, I won't remember the letters of it, but the protections for business, the business protection. I'm sorry, I'm completely blank right now. But those that support you if you have been taken advantage of by a credit card company or a bank, and this government department was able to support you, back you, have laws and regulations in place to prevent. Consumer Protection Agency, I'm sorry, it just came in. Consumer Protection Agency. All of these were forms of protection and provision, whether, as I said, it's food for children, whether it's food stamps for a single mother in the interim before she can find work. So many different programs and regulations and rules and laws that have been completely gutted. And this, on a larger scale, even when we're talking about the world, we have world events right now where NATO and the interwoven trade agreements around the world instilled protections and provisions for those countries or groups of countries, and those are being ripped away as well. So on a larger scale, we are seeing exactly what goes on an individual basis, so that when and as we transform, transmute, even transfigure or metamorphosize, evolve these pieces. Those are all levels within which one can do this themselves, do this for your own personal challenges. And generally, beyond the transformation level, it's really difficult, if not impossible, to do on your own, which is why the process that I work with in sessions was developed over many years to be able to bypass the brain, bypass some of those defense system methods to keep one from getting into those deeper places. So, as deep as one can explore an issue wound is the level to which it can be transmuted or even transfigured, metamorphosized, or transmogrified or evolved. Those are all different levels through which we can work these individual pieces, which then automatically changes the larger picture because it's changing human nature. So, what you do personally, the individuation that you do, has direct and immediate effect, not only in your own environment, family, workplace, community, but it actually rewrites the design for us as a species planetarily, which again, as I said, allows for your world, your immediate world to change. It allows for you to have direct line of communication to your soul, directing you, cooperating with you, collaborating with you, bringing you opportunities, people, etc., guiding you to them, and that those transmutations, transfigurations, etc., allow for us to experience this reconnection with the earth, with one another, with spirit, if you will, the divine, whatever you want to call it, which will evolve our species. So while some may see some of the posts that I've been making over the years refer to politics, it has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with evolution. And because there is a through line, direct through line from our own individual experience to what's going on our national and global stage. Always has been. And I invite you to, right now we're having one of the largest subjects in the news is Ukraine and the war that they've been fighting for us on our behalf in some ways, of the takeover, invasion, dictatorship, etc. They've been holding the line for freedom for all these many years. And if you look back on my YouTube channel, there are specific talks and energetic deep dives, meditations surrounding Ukraine, the reasons why this invasion in Ukraine and Crimea and Syria, etc., have nothing to do with philosophy, have nothing to do with government, have everything to do with money and with the old idea of having, conquering lands and peoples and owning them, possessing them, controlling them, and dominating them. Same story as, again, these past 15,000 years. So I invite you to please do whatever methods you feel called to work on your own transformation, awareness. I am here. I am offering the alchemical alignment sessions, which are about 90 minutes, can be done in person or online. And this is really to just give your system support, bring you some clarity, a message through the oils, and bring your system to a breathing space, a 0 point space of serenity and stillness. The other offerings that and again, those are all discounted. All of these I've crazy discounted because we're in such a situation, and I just want people to have some level of alleviation and assistance. The transmutation program, which is an every other week process, not created by me entirely, but again, over many, many decades of many different disciplines, as well as my guides, teachers, masters, who have created the process itself and are working with you in between sessions to set up for the next piece, which is why they're set up for every other week. And then the transfiguration program. And those are not one-off sessions, because you have to learn about your system, and that's one of the main focuses. I do not just work on somebody and do something and let them go on their merry way, because that is not freedom to me. Everything that I do, everything that I teach, everything about these sessions are to bring forward your own freedom. Freedom within yourself, freedom within your life, freedom within our world. And there's so many types and forms of freedom within that. So if that is something that you desire to explore and you're done with, it's like, I can't stand this any longer, I don't want to do this anymore this way, I've tried many different things, please give me a call. We'll find a way to work things out so that scheduling wise and financially it's a possibility for you, because these programs are insanely accelerated. After one session, people are seeing the changes in their world. After several sessions, I have clients telling me they are so much lighter, that what was not available to them is now available to them. So it was designed always to be very accelerated programs. So I offer that. I am also offering, consultations for the oils, because I know how extremely helpful they can be. I have no qualms about encouraging and helping people work with these particular oils and this particular company, Young Living, because the company itself has maintained a level of integrity and correctness in everything they do with their clients, with their lands, with the people that live around the lands, on the lands. It's just, I really recognize and respect and honor, and I'm superbly grateful for the fact that I can hook somebody up with them. There is no push, there is no selling, there is no bugging, there is no major requirements, nothing. So again, we're talking about a form of freedom for you to be able to help yourself, your family, your pets. I use them on Callie all the time. And as well to assist those around you. If it turns out that they get involved, you also have financial benefit from that. And again, that's back to protection and provision, another avenue for that. So I diverted a bit today, obviously, from creating your dream or dreaming in the new earth, in a way, but not. The other offering right now, which I'm really encouraging people to take advantage of, is the Shape Shifting Your World group, which will be starting in March. On the 26th of February in the evening, I will be offering a free open session. I will even open the three 20-minute mini sessions to people. You can sign up ahead of time, and we will be doing a deep dive as well. These will occur it's a 4-month program, will occur once a month with more than likely an extra short 1 hour session just to update, because everything's happening way too quickly nowadays for us to go 1 month apart in classes, sessions, gatherings, as well as a WhatsApp group chat, so that anything that you're observing that we worked with, or any of the helpers that are coming in for you, you can share and have feedback and support from the group itself. And this is, very, very helpful. These are very small groups. I don't do this with 100 people because it is so intense and accelerated, and so that in a matter of 4 months, you will have drastic change in your life. I will assure you of that. You do any of these programs, I can assure you, you will be a different person at the end of the program. There's just 20 something years of evidence of this. So you don't have to take my word. I can, pull up some client comments, etc. And it's time. It's time to clear the clutter, to make room for better things. It's time to take care of unfinished business, i.e., wounds, issues, challenges. It is time to transmute the emotional patterning. It is time for your conscience to be clear so that you can move clearly in the world. And it is time for the resistance to any of that to be disempowered, because that resistance has reason. It is not from nothing. This is not a willful issue. It is from these childhood needs that are still standing even now, which is why we have so many followers of the current orange cult, is what I'll call it. This comes from these deep childhood wounds that are related to needs, wants, hopes, longings. And we'll talk about those a little more another day. So, anything else in my notes? Just checking. No, I think that's all for today. And I am going to ask the beautiful plant, flower, tree beings to give us some information and support. Let's see if maybe I can let you see the case over here. There we are. You can see part of it. I'm on a laptop, so I can't move it entirely. But I am going to be closing my eyes to choose these. Their message will be here. And if you have Young Living oils, I would encourage you to pull them out. They may not be the exact ones that come forward today, but you'll know which ones to put on you. And if you don't have them or don't want to, no worries whatsoever. These oils, because they are so directly maintaining the chi of the plants, trees, flowers, the energetic will come to you. Just like when we're deep diving, the energetic comes to you no matter at what point in time or space you listen to it or receive it. So Without further ado, so this oil would be going on your core, which is in the direct center of your torso. If you were to draw a midline down and a midline across, right there in the very center of your body. And what they're saying, I'm sorry, I have to see this in a little bit of light here. They're saying that when and as you realize the blessing that is your essence, and your essence is the aspects of your soul that you have brought with you throughout all time and is here now to express itself. So as you realize the blessing that your essence is, it will enable you to awaken. This is an oil, it's very old. I've had these oils last forever, and this one's probably about, I don't know, 18, 20 years old. It still has a paper label, and if you can see it, it says awaken. It will allow you to awaken your passion and your power and your creativity. This one would be going on your throat, and it is Northern Lights Black Spruce. And we are being invited to tap into that beauty and what is that? What are they saying? It's the connection between the beyond and you, the earth, us, the earth. This is, the northern lights are magnificent and are created by the protection surrounding our earth of our magnetic field and the radiation that's coming from outside our planet from the solar system. And that in that protection there is great beauty that comes forth, the northern lights. So when and as you create that protection for yourself, it enables you to, well, let me back up. So as you experience your essence as a blessing, it will enable you to awaken your power and passion and creativity so that you feel protected in standing in and speaking your truth. Sorry, they are funny. This is Magnify Your Purpose, a beautiful blend. And this would be going on your innate that I was speaking about earlier, allowing you to follow your innate information to magnify your purpose. Being motivated to anchor in that purpose and into yourself. That was an oil blend called Motivation. This is spikenard. Thereby feeling the reverence for who you are and your place on this earth and beyond. This is Dorado Azul. And that your golden door to illumination is through your heart, through your loving of yourself, and thereby automatically those around you, the earth, etc. This is clove oil, which is a very powerful oil, has been used for thousands and thousands of years. And this is, to cleave to something is to really grab on tight. And this is to grab on tight to your life force, to the life force, to the things that give and bring you life force. There is the river of life within our world that we tap into to feed us, to nourish us, to nurture us. And there are many other sources, but there is a life force that runs in and through everything. And your life force point is a point in your energy field. So it's to really cleave to life. Right now, there are so many things that can make us loosen our hold on life force, which then doesn't feed us and nurture us. There are so many reasons. I see so many people feeling very, very hopeless and wanting to let go of life, which is, the last thing that we need right now. We need everybody on deck. And let me see if there's any other. One more. And this is lemon myrtle. And lemon myrtle represents nobility, so that you come to see and know your own nobility and the nobility of the human species. So I'm going to read that back. As you realize, as you experience your essence as a blessing, it will enable you to awaken your power and passion, creativity, allowing you to feel the protection surrounding your ability to stand in and speak your truth, following your own soul's guidance to magnify your purpose, being motivated solely from and within you, anchoring into you, having reverence for your sense of yourself and your place in the world and in the universe, coming to feel that love for you and for others as your golden door of illumination, to enable you to cleave to life and your own life force, recognizing your nobility and the nobility within this entire process. So we are a little over an hour, and those that would like to stay, I am going to allow us to deep dive, because the energies in that whole container, with everything that I've brought forward, everything that's been going on this week, all of the energies from the oil masters, all of the wondrous things that will occur and are occurring despite what it appears to be. We actually have birds, the energy of birds as helpers. Birds throughout history in all ancient cultures have represented messages, messaging, messengers. They were also very, very linked to Saint Francis and his work and moreover his philosophy and perspective that everything is divine. From the smallest little creature to the largest and even most villainous aspects of our world. From the ancients, we have the Anunnaki, this beautiful being who I think may be here with us that brought this information forward, also is holding and transmitting to us, to this container, a form of Native American energetics. And again, those of you who have attended any classes, workshops, sessions, or previous Friday talks with me know that there is nothing you need to do right now. Please put your third eye and your frontal lobe in the back seat and not allow them to drive, because there is so much more that you are, and there are so many more resources within you, around you, and when we focus only with the third eye, we are missing out, frankly. So just let them have a seat in the back and sensate, feel your body, your energy field, your emotional body, anything that there is to feel here and now. No work, no effort in that, no tracking necessary, no reporting, no analyzing. Simply feel, simply sensate, simply experience what and who you are here and now. Allowing your body to do what it knows how to do, which is actually sit in the chair, couch, floor, whatever you may be sitting on. You might want to roll your shoulders back and allow your shoulder blades to just get a little closer, which opens up your spine and many other energetic structures within you to experience more, to feel more, to have more flow. And you are asking and allowing. You have already asked by being here present at whatever point in time you listen to this. You are asking to receive, to be imbibed with, to be imbued with, to be immersed in. The alchemical mixture, blending, friction, transmutational potential of this container, this cauldron, this crucible. And allowing may be a bit more challenging, for there's so many things that may pop up to prevent that allowing. Or, as I mentioned earlier, your defense system believes that it can keep you safe by keeping things sane and in control. But no worries. Your body, your energy field, your wider self know how to allow you. At some point or another, you may feel yourself getting sleepy. That is perfectly fine. Just allow whatever you are experiencing, feeling, sensing to happen. Even if it seems like something distracting. Everything is potential information. Assistance, support, backing. Catalyzing, triggering, all is for you, from you. To you. Again, if your mind goes somewhere, don't force anything. It may be information, it may be distraction. You can choose to just come back to your body, your breath. Nothing else you need do. No work, no effort, no push, no do. Some of you may feel the energetics getting deeper, more concentrated. And if you don't, no worries. Each individual has their own experience, their own system's way. If you are familiar with the energy field structures I teach about, you may notice your life force point, first chakra, physically. Again, not going up to your brain and trying to visualize them, but simply noticing. If you feel anything there, if you don't, no worries, drop it and keep connected to you. There are channels and avenues being opened and cleared within each one's innate similar to strengthening connection, like when we're on our cell phone and we're closer to a tower. So we are being given more bars for our direct line of communication to each person's soul. And that's being anchored in to your physical body as well. For these upgrades, expansions, etc., must occur in the physical body. Our physical bodies are being modified greatly at this point in time so that we can have more facility, more adeptness with our divine abilities, knowledge, gifts, talents, in and through our physical daily lives. And again, nothing you need do, just feel, sensate, experience. We're not off. Your way is the way. And there is an amplification of each of our power, passion, creativity, financial, all that and more corresponds to the second chakra. And you may be experiencing other areas of your body or your energy field. Everything is resetting, reformatting after these modifications have been and a strong infusion of life force for each and every one. Life force point is on your pubic bone. You may notice, you may not, no worries either way. You're receiving whether you perceive or feel anything. And as that reformatting is completing, it allows for the physicalization of what you experienced. And as I always encourage everyone, as this embodiment process at the end of a practice occurs, allow your system, your way, to return or not to a more physical state. You're welcome to stay in these energetics, knowing that whenever you do choose to come back out, you will be fully reformatted, consolidated, and if you choose to do so now, please allow your way, your pace, your timing, your rhythm to do so. Eventually, moving your body, having something to drink. Please know that although it seemed like a very short time for the energetics, they were extremely intense, extremely powerful today. So do not underestimate what occurred. Please make sure and drink plenty of water over the next day. And as always, I'm here should you need for, a little tweaking, but also for any of the offerings that I mentioned, whether it's to do an oils read, do a chemical alignment session, to decide and choose to transmute and transfigure those things that you want to clean out of your life. And the upcoming Shape-Shifting Your World group free session on the 25th, first session coming up on March, I believe it's the 11th. Just trying to look quickly. I will post all of this, and this will be available on YouTube. You can drop in and just do the energetics if you want at any point in time, or as frequently as you want. If you were here present live, I would suggest you wait at least 24 hours to 48. They're saying 24 to 48 hours to re-listen, because they were very, very powerful. So, until next time, as always, please know that it is with the greatest of honor, gratitude, and love for your presence here on the planet. Be well.